Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to The Health Project, a series of podcasts that will answer all your questions on health, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, everything about health. I'm your host, Shwetambari Shetty, and I will be bringing in a new expert every episode to talk about health and to inspire you live a better, stronger, and healthier life. Hello, and welcome to The Health Project. I'm Shwetambari Shetty, your host. And in today's episode, we have a very special guest who literally changed the way I look, my skin, and my knowledge about skin and hair and everything. But Dr. Chytra has made it her mission that people feel good in their own skin quite literally, right? Welcome. Doc, thank you so much for just coming here and just talking to all our listeners and viewers about skin and hair, and especially skin of color, which of course I read today when you sent me your bio. And I think it's so cool because in India, we obviously have skin with so many different colors. And you have gone so deep into addressing that. And I think, we're also thankful to you for that.
Thank you so
I personally am very thankful because I've become acne-free only because of you, which is, of course, 10 years ago, but I'll never forget because I know as a woman or even as a man, living with acne is not, it kind of doesn't give you the confidence you need to be out there when you're living with acne. And you changed that for me. So thank you so much. But before I hand over the entire session to her, I'm just going to do a little bit of an introduction. Her introduction is too long, but I'll try to keep it short. Dr. Chytra Anand is a renowned award-winning cosmetic dermatologist and founder of Cosmoderma Healthcare. They have like 9 clinics, Bangalore, Chennai, and Delhi, but they all started in Bangalore. And recently she started another vertical, which is the cosmetic brand, or SkinQ, more like a skin solution for skin of color. So typically for every Indian skin, this is the product you should be using. I do too. And Irfat, who does all our beautiful makeup, she uses too. Now with 18 years of experience, she's recognized as a leading skin of color expert globally and popularly known as Indian beauty guru. Yeah. And she has like numerous, award-winning publications. She keeps traveling the world. She does, traveling the world basically to train doctors in the field of cosmetic dermatology. So not just India, but she's known all over the world. So you know who we're talking about. We're talking about someone super busy, and she's a mom of, Arin is 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 6-year-old. But someone who really keeps me on the edge all the time and kind of tells me it's okay to keep pushing yourself, be very career-oriented despite having a baby, is her. Honestly, you are such an inspiration, Doc. What you've done with your life, with your career, with everything.
Oh.
So yes, we have her talking about simple skin solutions, skincare. We always talk about self-care, and every time I know personally, every time I've spoken about self-care, I always talk about exercise because it comes naturally to me, or taking time off and all of that. But we never really talk about how self-care means also good skincare. And how do we make it possible, simple, easy, and that's what Doc's going to talk about. Doc, you want to say anything before we start?
No, thank you, Shwe. That is so sweet of you, and it's so generous of you to say such lovely things, but thank you, really. But yeah, it is my passion, and in a way my mission, that people should feel good. Not just good, they should feel great in their skin, in just who they are, and in the way they look. That is what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like over the let me just take a step back. Like, where we are today, now there are like way too many products, right? There's this too much information because there's social media and everyone's talking about this product, that product, a new entrepreneur or someone doing some home stuff with skincare. Then there's like very, very fancy brands out there, different price point. It is confusing for everyone to select the right skincare, right?
True.
I pretty much didn't do anything because I came to you at an early age, and I've been doing the same routine for the last 10 or 15 years. One face wash, one moisturizer, one sunscreen, and that's the end of it. But how can we make skincare really simple? And that's really the message that we want our viewers and listeners to take back home, that it's not arduous. And if they follow like these few steps, they can probably avoid coming to you for more treatment.
Why not? I mean, look, we hardly have time in our life, right? And you don't want to spend too much time taking care of your skin, unless, of course, there is a skin condition or a disease that needs treatment. But on an everyday routine, skincare is actually so simple that when I look at all these videos, like we're talking about social media, we're talking about reels, we're talking about YouTube content, we're talking about even podcasts, right? People talking about it and making it seem so complicated, it's unnecessary. And I tell everybody, right? 90% of the stuff you hear is just marketing and gimmickry and product sales. 10% you take away with a pinch of salt. But really, at the end of the day, I always tell everybody, skin is the largest organ in our body, right? The living organ. And, you know, people talk to you about weight loss and stuff. What people don't realize is about 4 to 6 kilos of our weight is really the weight of our skin. Because that's how large the skin organ is. It is also our first immune barrier. So immunity in our entire body is guarded by our skin as the first. So if your skin is not healthy, your immunity is low.
Second point.
Right? So forget about all the healthy diet and fads and everything. But if your skin's not healthy, you don't have an immune barrier. Third, any internal condition that you're having, it could be vitamin deficiency, B or D, it could be calcium, it could be hypothyroidism, it can be polycystic ovaries, heart, liver. The first sign is always in the skin and hair, the end organs, right? And just by looking at somebody, we can easily say, oh, you're going towards the hypothyroid spectrum. You might have polycystic ovaries, or you're definitely deficient. We need to do a check on these. And a lot of times, even before cancer is cancer, we can catch it just looking at someone's skin and hair.
Wow.
Really?
That's so.
So when people say glowing skin is your best accessory, it's not just a gimmickry. It's the truth. If your skin is not healthy and glowing, it doesn't matter how great you say you're doing in life. It means something is off fundamentally. Inside. So whatever is inside will reflect outside. So, you know, the whole philosophy is healthy on the inside and beautiful or glowing on the outside. So it doesn't matter if you're using like the best skincare, having the best procedures, but if your inside also doesn't match up, there's only so much, right? Longevity doesn't happen. You have a procedure, you come to my clinics, we'll do something for you, you look great for 2 to 3 weeks. But beyond that, it's not going to last because the inside's not able to cope with the outside. So when I talk skin, I want people to understand how important it is to take care of themselves. Not because I want them to all look like supermodels, but I want them to look the best version of themselves because, you know, if your hair has split ends, you're going to go run and get the split ends cut off. So when skin has something like acne, or the skin has a blemish or a pigmentation, or it's not looking as healthy as you feel, why is it okay to let it sit there? It shouldn't be. Because that acne, to me, as a dermatologist, is disease. And if you have a bacterial infection sitting on your skin, think about it. Long-lasting bacterial infection is going to keep triggering inflammation in your body. And finally, a lot of inflammation from the skin will also affect your gut health.
Otherwise, yes.
And then it doesn't matter. A lot of inflammatory markers over the year will trigger others.
So many diseases.
Exactly. So it's a cascade effect. So I want people to understand that skin is the first step. It is a step that you should concentrate. Is it really hard? Not really. I mean, it is so simple. It's really, I break it down to 5 steps, right?
Okay.
The first step, clean, right? It's like our house, right? You got to clean your house, you got to clean your face. It's as simple as that. How many times? Twice a day. The first step in the morning is simple. You have a shower in the morning, your face gets cleansed. You don't even have to think about it. But in the night, we've been out, there's dust, there's grime, everything's sitting, and pollution today, right? And then you're coming back home and you wash your hands, sometimes you wash your feet. So why are you not washing your face off that grime?
I have to interrupt to say, I'm guilty of doing that for many years. Of course, you changed my perspectives, you know, so much about skin, right? But I've seen my husband, like everybody in my family, everyone will wash hands and feet, like you said. It's such a traditional thing to do, or a cultural thing to do.
We leave our footwear outside the house.
Yeah, but nobody will actually just put water on the face before they go to bed, or very few do it. So thanks for, you know, reminding and making it so simple to understand. But yes.
Yeah, so cleansing, that's the first step, right? And how hard is it? Okay, let's say you don't want to invest into it, just use water, that's all, but not soap, okay? That's critical. Why not? Because when we break it down, our skin is acidic. the acidity of our skin needs to be maintained.
Yeah.
Because that's what gives its barrier against bacteria, virus, fungus,
Yes.
etc. If you put soap, which is alkali, it will neutralize an acid. You don't want a neutral.
So it'll become worse.
Exactly. So you'll break a barrier. So you don't want to do that. So just water is fine, right? Or soap-free cleansers, or a pH balanced cleanser. That is what it is. As basic as that. What is step number 2? Step number 2 is nourishment. So what are you nourishing? You're nourishing your skin cells, right?
Yeah.
So it's moisturizer and hydration. 2 things, oil and water. Both are equally needed. When both of these combine together, they don't mix. So they form a film or a barrier on our skin. That's what keeps our skin waterproof, right?
So you're talking about the moisturizer being the oil and the hydration being
a hyaluronic acid serum, or even a moisturizer already is moisturizing and hydrating, right? The only time is if you have dry skin, then you want to bring an extra hydrator in. Otherwise, just a moisturizer.
Got it.
Now, your skin normally, right, on the surface has something called acid mantle. That's what we call it. It's hydro and lipid, water and fat, right? That's oil and water. They don't mix, so they sit on the top, form a film. It gives it its whole protection barrier. So what's happening? We're sitting here, air conditioning's on, you dehydrate, right? But because the air conditioning pulls moisture out, right?
Yes.
So in the summer, we have air conditioning. In the winter, not in Bangalore, but in Delhi and all these other cities, they have heating.
Yeah.
So water is always getting sucked out of our body. And over 65% of the water in our body is stored in our skin. And if you lose water, you dehydrate. And water is needed to make blood. That's how critical it is, right? And water is needed for all the processes in our body.
Yes.
So you dehydrate from your skin, your body dehydrates.
Got it.
So that's why it's critical to maintain that nourishment. So moisturizer for your nourishment as basic. So cleanser and nourishment, moisturizer. 3 is protection. So what are we protecting from? Ultraviolet radiation. People will say sun. Sure, because that is the biggest source of ultraviolet radiation, right?
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, I don't go in the sun, I tell them, you're sitting indoors in your house, there's a window, daylight is coming in, that's enough to damage your skin. You don't have to be out standing in the middle of the road under the sun.
Yeah.
You don't have to be sitting in Goa. You could be in your office room, there's daylight falling on you, that's enough, right? So you're protecting against ultraviolet radiation.
Yes.
Why? Because the ozone layer is lesser. There's a more heat and more ultraviolet radiation penetration today.
Yeah.
And so what that causes is it causes not just aging, but it causes a lot of changes in the skin. It causes something called free radical damage.
Yeah.
Now, free radical damage triggers, again, inflammation. So you want to guard yourself from the inflammation. Otherwise, people say, oh, I use a sunscreen because I don't want to get a tan. I mean, Indian mentality is we don't want to get a tan, so we're going to use a sunscreen. But tan is actually a negative reaction by your skin. It's saying, help, I'm injured. You'll tan when your skin is inflamed. Because when the sun hits our skin, it increases the production of the cells, including the pigment cell. So you produce extra pigment, and that is the reaction that your skin was damaged by the sun. So a tan is a chemical damage of your skin.
It's not a sexy thing.
It's not about saying that, it's not sexy to be tan, nor is it uncool to say, I don't want to tan. Because a lot of people will shame you for saying, I don't want to tan today with all this color consciousness. Sure, I mean, we don't want to talk about fairness, lightness, darkness, but tan is actually a chemical reaction to say your skin is injured. Now, all of us will naturally tan.
So I have one question, Doc. With or without a sunscreen, you can still tan, right?
Of course, you will. The reason is no sunscreen is 100%, right? So we're going to get to that. So that's the reason you're guarding against it, right? So UVA, UVB, UVC, this is the whole spectrum of the ultraviolet. You're guarding against that. That's why the sunscreen. So you don't get inflammation, right, in your skin.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
So that's 3 steps. These are to do every day for everybody. All right? Even somebody who has great skin up till the age of 25 can get away without moisturizing. Because when you're young, we have growth hormone. That'll nourish the skin, that'll protect the skin, it'll help, nourish and moisturize and everything. But at 25, aging sets in. So you need to do cleanse, nourish, and sunscreen. That's the protection all the time, right? I call it the CPN routine. Now what happens?
Cleanse, protect,
CNP. Cleanse, nourish, and protect. Right?
Okay.
Now what are the changes? Let's say that you had a skin condition, right? Then you want to treat or repair that. So that's the next step.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So if you had like acne, you want to use a product that is for acne prone skin, for blemishes, for open pores, for oil control, whiteheads, blackheads, etc. So that serum or that cream becomes your fourth member in your skincare routine.
Got it.
Right?
If you have a condition,
Yeah.
then that becomes the fourth thing
Yes.
and not number 2,
Yeah.
replacing your moisturizer or your sunscreen.
No. Right?
Got
It becomes the fourth thing you've added to your routine. Like, I only want you to have 4 things in your routine for a daily routine, 5 on a weekly basis. So that's 4. But also, our skin needs to be stimulated, right? Like, it's metabolism. If you don't exercise, you get sluggish. Same way, if your skin is not stimulated, which we call as boost or exfoliation in layman's terms, the skin also gets sluggish, because as the skin cycle, as we age, the skin cycle gets sluggish. Now, every 28 days, we get healthy new skin. But as we age, it becomes 30 days, 35 days. That's when people say, oh, your skin is looking dull, you're getting open pores, I can see some lines set in, because the skin is not able to churn itself out. So that's the 5th step, which is a weekly step, right?
Okay.
So on a daily basis, you're cleansing, you're nourishing, your sunscreen, and a treatment step
If you need.
If you need it. Otherwise, that's all there is to a skincare
Yeah.
routine. Where is the complexity?
So when you said the 5th one, what, like the whole exfoliation thing?
Correct.
What do we
People do?
Yeah.
Right. So there's various steps, right? From like basic home thing to clinic thing. But in the home thing, you see a lot of people talking about using malai and doodh and all of that. That's lactic acid, right? For us, that's a basic exfoliation. But there are
Yeah.
exfoliants, active exfoliants, which we
Yes.
talk about, not scrubs. As dermatologists, we always tell people no scrubs on the face and neck. It's okay on the body area
Oh,
because
wow.
it's much thicker and not as exposed to the sun.
How many, oh my God, it's saddening to know that there are so many people selling scrubs in the market for the face. And there's so many of us buying it with the hope that it removes our blackheads and whiteheads.
Yeah, so you don't need to scrub. If you scrub, think about it. It's like a little granular thing. It leaves micro tears in your skin. So actually, when we look on skin with a microscopic lens or 10x, you'll see that there's like micro tears. And what happens if you have micro tears? Inflammation.
Inflammation.
So again, you are indirectly worsening your skin condition in the long term.
Okay, no scrub.
Yeah. So this is all you need. I don't understand this whole 7-step, 10-step, 20-step layering. I'm like, your skin can only absorb certain things. It can't absorb 100 things just because you put 100 things on it.
True.
You know, so you just do these 4 things on a daily basis and do it consistently. So, you know, skincare is just this, right? The right product, the right regimen, and consistency.
Consistency. Oh my God, I need to.
No, you were right. You've been doing it for 10
Not
years
so
now.
bad.
3 steps to 10 years is not bad. But the thing is, consistency is, you know, people apply and then they wake up next morning and say, oh, is my skin better? And you're like, no, right? I mean, it doesn't happen, right? Overnight.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like,
must have
don't
seen
tell
that,
me
right?
you worked out like 3 days and you're expecting change in the weight.
Right, you would have
scale.
seen that when you did those 6-week courses. People are like, I've done 2 days, 3 days, but I don't see a change. And you're like, hello.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly.
Nothing does, yeah.
So I say this, use it consistently. You have to do something for a minimum of 3 months, because superficial skin is 4-week process, but the deeper living skin changes
Yeah.
is 3 months, because from top to bottom, for it to take effect, it takes 3 months. So that's how long you have to do a skincare routine for your skin to improve.
Yeah.
Now, saying that, can everything be solved with skincare? No.
Maybe not,
Right?
yeah.
If somebody has like pigmentation problems, you can reduce the pigment with creams, you can protect it from getting worse, but you can't cure it. For that, you need to get to a skin doctor, right? Same thing with acne. If you have 2-3 breakouts now and then, you can sort it out.
Yeah.
But let's say your face has like more than 10-20 breakouts, like 10
Always.
breakouts, right?
Yeah.
That is cut off. Like if you're having more than 10 breakouts a month, you need to go see a doctor, because there is infection, there's some hormone changes. Find the cause, fix the cause, you'll get the cure, and then your home care will take care of the rest.
Rest. Yeah.
So this is what I always tell people, and that's why skincare really is simple. You cleanse, you nourish, you protect, and you treat if required, and you boost once a week. Now, sometimes when you're over age of 25 to 35 once a week is great. But if you're over 35, again, it's getting more sluggish. You boost your skin twice a week. So 2 exfoliations a week.
So the one that I'm again referring to what I've done, the one that we do the cleansing at Cosmoderma at the clinic, that's what you would call a boost?
That's what we would call a boost, and that's a clinic boost. So that's only once a month.
I remember you telling me that I should do it once a month.
That's all. That's all you need, because your skin cycle is 4 weeks. So you do it every 4 weeks. So it boosts your skin every 4 weeks. There's a stimulant and it stays stimulated.
Wow.
A home care regimen will never be as strong as an in-clinic procedure.
Fair.
So you need to do it like weekly or bi-weekly, depending on your skin status and your age and metabolism. But that's how basic skincare is.
Now that's amazing, because it took Dr. Chytra literally just like 15 minutes to tell us the 5 steps, and the 4th and the 5th is only if needed, or rather the 4th one is only if needed.
Yeah.
But that was simple.
Yeah.
That was so simple. And we're obviously not going to endorse any products or anything here, but I'll just mention, because, you know, Dr. Chytra is here. She has her skin solution brand, which is called SkinQ, and I've personally used it for 10 plus years, but now she has many more products rather. And it's pretty much the best thing that's happened. And she spoke so much about sunscreen. She put extra emphasis on that. So the other episode that we have, which is going to be coming up soon with Dr. Chytra, is also going to be deep diving into sunscreen and how you need to protect yourself from the UV rays, really.
Yeah.
Right?
Pollution and UV rays.
Yeah. But thank you so much, Doctor. I think that was very, very simply put. And if you have any questions, you know, feel free to write to us. You can write to us at hello@CureFit, connect with us on Twitter or Instagram. You can also feel free to reach out to Dr. Chytra, because she's really active on Instagram. And Cosmoderma can also, if you reach out to Cosmoderma, they can also reach out to you. I'm guessing the online presence is also quite huge, right, Doctor? In the sense, if people reach out to you from cities where there's no Cosmoderma, I'm sure.
Yes, we can still help them, because we do online consults. But, you know, a lot of the details are already available. Like if you go through my Instagram, we'll keep talking about it and debunking myths all the time.
Her Instagram page actually has way too much information on skin, so you can go and get a lot of it there. But the simple, you know, solutions that Doc just gave us, I think just seals the deal for anyone who currently does not have any skin issues. But if you do have, and it's recurring, please see a dermatologist before it's too late. That's what I did in my 20s, and it's helped me right through my 40s.
Perfect. What do we say? A stitch in time saves 9.
That's it. Thank you so much, Doc. Thanks for just giving simple, amazing information that one can take home forever.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for listening and watching. Catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.